Brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health.
We're pleased to be joined by Anne Mernin, who's the director of a great organization called Toni's Kitchen, and Peter Coyl, who's the director of the Montclair Public Library, where our kids have been going for a long time and learning. I want to thank you very much. This is an interesting discussion that talks about a collaboration that the two of you have to help deal with issues of food insecurity and other related issues connected to the Partners for Health, which is a foundation based in the Montclair area.
Right.
What's the collaboration?
Well, the library is a natural gathering place for kids. The Montclair kids are well enrolled in the library and use it quite heavily. And we know there are a lot of low-income kids that use the library during the summer when they're not getting school breakfast or school lunch. So it's a really nice partnership to be able to provide food while the kids are also exploring the books and doing some cool projects.
So how does it work? So the children are in the library, and these are children that have been selected already?
No, it's open to any child in the library.
Any child in the library during the summer months?
During the summer, yep. So we've been doing it for 2.5 weeks.
And what's the it?
We provide a free lunch from 12 to 2 that Toni's Kitchen gives us every day.
And by the way, we've been to Toni's Kitchen. Describe it for folks who don't know it and why it's so great.
Sure. Well, it's great because of the community we're in and how well they support us and allow us to do the work we do. We serve healthy food on site 4 days a week, and we're there 7 days a week. We do a lot of our food work in the community now.
Isn't it interesting how some people think, Peter and Anne, that hunger doesn't exist in the summer?
I think a lot of people think it doesn't exist at all. I think people would be surprised. But during the summer, it's especially a hard thing. You know, Anne talked about the number of students. It's 14.5% of the Montclair Public School students are eligible.
963 students.
Yeah.
You know, it's so interesting because Montclair is seen by some, I mean, those of us who live there and know it pretty well, as an affluent community. It's seen as an affluent, extremely comfortable community. Lots of folks from New York coming in with a few bucks and living in our community. It is more than that.
Sure, and I think that's part of the beauty of Montclair. I think that we have the socioeconomic diversity, which is rather rare, to have both the need and the ability to meet the need in the same community. So we have that, and I think it raises the bar for us to be more creative about the solutions we design and to get at hunger more effectively.
To what degree do you believe there's still a stigma connected to quote-unquote food insecurity? To the degree that people either look at it from the outside a certain way, but also those who are suffering and dealing with food insecurity feel the stigma themselves?
I would say that I think there's still a good amount of stigma surrounding it. I think people are naturally, not in a bad way, but prideful. And any time they have to ask for help, I think it takes a lot of courage to do that. And when they're perhaps seen as looked down upon, it hurts their self-esteem. And so I think that stigma really comes from unkindness in the community.
Unkindness?
Yeah. You know, children who are maybe made fun of because, you know, they don't have as much or they're eating different kinds of food. I think stigma starts early with that.
So as I'm thinking about this, connecting it to the stigma, going to a place, going to Toni's Kitchen or another place, to happen to, during certain holidays, the Salvation Army is, you know,
Right.
it's a great organization right around the corner.
Right, good partner.
Yeah, they're just great people. And we often talk to our kids about who's there and why they're there, and there but for the grace of God, right?
Sure.
So the question is, for people, I mean, and I also often think it takes courage to be there on Thanksgiving, not for those of us who volunteer, but frankly for the people who come there.
Sure, it does.
Yeah.
But there's a need.
Definitely.
Is it easier, and doesn't it make more sense, I think I'm answering my own question, for children to receive this healthy lunch while they are at the library learning versus having to go to a place?
Right. Well, one of the reasons that we have really focused recently on what we call outreach meals, which are meals and other types of food out into the community, is because it's less stigmatized. And you're also making stronger connections between families and these resources that are really valuable and stabilizing for their family. So for kids to go to the library and spend their time there during the summer is a great thing. With food there, it just helps cement that relationship. And it's destigmatized because it's not about food, it's about going to the library.
And by the way, one more quick question on this. Summer slide.
Sure.
What is it?
So summer slide is the technical term for the what happens when a student leaves school and then come back in the fall. They've forgotten or don't retain a lot of the stuff that they learned in the last couple months. So teachers often spend a good portion of the first couple weeks or month reteaching stuff from the previous year. And so students over the summer, if they participate in programs like summer reading, can prevent that from happening. Reading as little as 4 books in the summer can prevent that. So when they go back to school in the fall, they don't have to relearn the things that they were taught. And it's more pronounced in children from lower socioeconomic households. They tend to forget more because they don't have as many resources. And
The summer slide is even worse.
It's even worse.
Let me ask you, having this healthy lunch for children who are learning at the library, it helps them learn.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You just
Explain
learn
that to
better
folks who
when
people
you...
think, like, what's the difference whether you have a good meal, a healthy meal or not at lunch? What's the difference? It makes all the difference in the world.
If you're full of either highly processed or high sugar food, you feel differently. You
Or
come
you're
to the
just
table
hungry and don't
differently.
have any food.
Or if you're hungry, it's hard to focus. So it makes a big difference.
Well, this is a terrific collaboration. And by the way, the Partners for Health provided a grant
Yes.
for you to make this a reality.
Yeah.
And they also support us in our effort to feature not-for-profits who are making a difference as part of our series, simply called Make a Difference. So Anne and Peter, I want to thank you for doing what you do. And
Thank you.
as someone who lives in this great town of Montclair, it's some who may not appreciate or understand. It's a community that's not just diverse, but caring and giving, but has tremendous need, not just wealth.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
We'll be right back right after this.
Together, we're beating cancer. Together, we're unlocking the mysteries of the brain. Together, we're changing the way healthcare is provided, delivered, and imagined. Welcome to RWJ Barnabas Health, New Jersey's most comprehensive healthcare system, with 41,000 medical professionals serving millions of people throughout New Jersey. So when it comes to your health and wellness, you're never alone. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Also brought to you by Seton Hall University and by the New Jersey State Nurses Association and the Institute for Nurses.